Hi, my name is Michael Helfrich, and I'm an IT student here at the Florida State University. I graduate this fall, 2014, and today we're going to be talking about Motion for the Raspberry Pi. So you're probably wondering, what is Motion? Motion is this wonderful piece of software that's designed to allow people to monitor cameras and security devices with Linux. It's a free piece of software. It's really easy to install, and today we're going to be going over that. So some really cool things about Motion is that it's extremely lightweight. It's easy to maintain and it's easy to set up. Provides motion detection, and it can just do a lot of things. And it integrates with a ton of different web cameras. In our instance, we're working with a Logitech C500, and it's plugged into a powered USB hub that is connected to the Raspberry Pi. So let's get into it. Why should you want Motion? Motion is great for monitoring your home. It's perfect. It's a really lightweight device. Piece of software that can integrate with security cameras and everything else, so monitoring your home from a distance isn't a big problem anymore. It's also great if you're in a large home and let's say you're working on the second floor and you want to see whenever somebody comes to your door to make sure, they're, let's say, doing a delivery and not trying to rob you. So you want to make sure the UPS man is actually at your door and that's not just a fake delivery. That's a pretty common usage for it. You can set up a VPN to be able to access it from anywhere in the world. You can also set it up to be able to be viewed from anywhere in the world using authentication, but I would strongly oppose that idea. It's not a safe idea for monitoring your home. You can also monitor outside conditions to see if the weather is good or to make sure that it's safe when you walk outside your home. So, let's get into it. What do we need? We need a USB powered hub, and the reason for that is the Raspberry Pi does not provide enough power. So we want to make sure that the Pi is able to sustain itself and the webcam. So what we've done is we've used a USB powered hub. I'm using a little Rosewell one that I bought off of Newegg for $5 to $10, and it works great. Provides about 2 amps of power. You could get away with 1 amp and be fine. But you can just plug the webcam directly into that, and then the USB powered hub directly into your Raspberry Pi. And that will be able to support both. So you're also going to need a supported webcam. Like I said earlier, I'm using a C500 Logitech. I bought it on eBay for I think $10 brand new. It's a really good camera. It can support 1280 by 720. And finally, we're going to be using something called a VLC, and it's a free media player that I have installed already. It's really easy to install. If you need it, you can go to videoland.org and download it. So let's get into it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to SSH into the Raspberry Pi. We're going to use this wonderful tool called PuTTY. It's sitting on my desktop, and we're going to go ahead and open it up. Now PuTTY's open. Now we are over at the Pi as well, and in reality we should have both the IP address and the login information. By default, the login information is the user will be Pi, and the password will be Raspberry. So in my instance, I'm going to go on the Pi, I'm going to type in ifconfig, and it's going to give me the IP of 10.20.103. And we're going to press enter. And there we go, we can see that's trying to. We're going to just put in Pi, Raspberry, and it's going to do this, and now we're in. So the first things we want to do are we want to make sure that it's updated and upgraded. So we're going to do sudo apt-get update, and it should have all the most recent repositories. There might be a few modifications. Alright, we can see that it's done now, so we're going to run sudo apt-get upgrade, and this will check for new packages, and if it finds any, we want to press Y for yes. And as you can see, it found nothing. So let's install Motion. We need to run the following command: sudo apt-get install Motion, and this will tell it to download the Motion packages and install it for us. And then we're going to press Y and enter, and then we're going to wait a few minutes and it'll be done in just a bit. Alright, so we can see Motion is set up now. So now what we want to do is we want to run some commands to configure Motion. So we're going to run sudo nano etc or etc default Motion. And now in here we can see that we have this right here, the daemon is set to no. We want to change that TS, we'll just backspace. Then we're going to press Control O to write, and then enter, and then Control X will exit. So now we've set that. As you can see again, we've set that to yes. So now we're going to run sudo nano /etc/motion/motion.conf. And what this is this is the primary configuration file for motion. So we're going to go down a bit. We're going to see daemon. We're going to change that to on. And then we're going to press Control W for where is. And we're going to type in webcam_local host enter. And we're going to change that to off. And then we're going to press Control W again. And we're going to type in width. And we're going to keep pressing enter on that until we get to here. Right here, we want to change this width to 1280 and the height to 720. Then we can press Control O, enter, Control X, and we are actually pretty much done. So now we need to start up motion. And the way to do that is we do sudo service motion start. And I can see that my webcam is kicked on now, so let's go check it out. We're going to go into this program that we have, VLC. It's going to pop up. And now for future reference, the only reason we had to start up motion this time is because it's just now installed and the machine has not rebooted. Now that we set those daemons to automatically start, every time you turn on the computer, every time you turn on the Pi, it will automatically boot those. And if it doesn't, you can just run that command and it'll start it up. So now in here, we're going to press media. Open network stream, and as you can see I already have the address in here from when I was testing it earlier. So that's the address. Yours will be different. Yours will be your IP address in that area, and then of course you're going to need the http:// to let it know what kind of protocol to use, and also the 8081 to tell what port. So now let's press play and let's see what happens. In a second you should be able to see me. Yes, you can see me and all of my amazing glory. Not really. But yeah, that's basically it. That's how you set up motion. So some caveats to consider would be that in reality this should only be used internally on your own network. And port forwarding and allowing remote viewing from anywhere can be extremely dangerous. So I'd highly recommend against allowing anyone to do that. And if you do want to use this remotely, I'd definitely say to set up a VPN using OpenVPN Access Server. Unfortunately, that's not available for the Raspberry Pi. There's the OpenVPN server available, but Access Server is a GUI interface, and that's only available on Debian and Ubuntu, not Raspbian. So if you're looking into that, that'd be something to consider, is setting up a VPN. It's a little bit more complicated for the Raspberry Pi, but it's completely doable. And sometimes you'll be able to use a web browser to actually view this webcam stream. And I also noticed, you're probably noticing that it's a bit delayed right now. As I'm talking, it's not synced up in any way. And that's because it's taking pictures. So right now I just gave a thumbs up, and it's going to take a couple seconds. And there it is. Here it comes. See, there's my thumbs up. So, yeah, it's delayed because what this program does is takes pictures. So it's not like it's taking a steady video, it's just taking images and streaming them, basically. But that's about it. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, Twitter, or on my website. And I hope you all learned something today. Thank you so much.